PowerShell is fun. Get the job done. Efficiency we love. It's like a club. Cyber beats, counting on repeats. Automate the night. Tell them on repeat. Automate the night. Till the morning beats. Automate the night. Till the morning light. Let's go cruising times. Counting on repeats. On repeats. Automate the night. Till the night. Till the morning light. Till the morning light.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ham. Nice to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for everyone who's joining in right now to PowerShell is Fun, the first of a series of 3 live sessions we will have throughout Scriptember. So, yeah, I guess we're going to have a lot of fun.
Always.
Always, right? So, yeah, so before we start, I was just quickly show a few slides to thank the sponsors of this Scriptember campaign. So we have the PSConf, we have Pact, we have Manning, we have the Belgium PowerShell user group and the PowerShell user group Reneka, helping to organize everything. Especially the Belgium one is interesting because Shorten the Code challenge is still on. So if you want to take part in it, it's still happening until end of the month. And just yesterday we started another little challenge where you can also win books and around PowerShell from Mannings and Pact. And so there is a lot that you can do and where you can join. So, and if you want to do that, the best way to find out what's going on is to go to our Scriptember page, where we have a calendar with all the activities and gonna have recorded sessions. And as I said, 2 more sessions with Juha. But now today is today. So this is the first session, and as usual, it's pretty unscripted. So we have a rough idea what we want to share with the people out there. And of course, if you are watching live right now, feel free to ask questions and to join the conversation on YouTube or on LinkedIn as well.
Yep.
And before we start, Harm, do you want to have any introduction words at the beginning?
For myself or for you? Everybody knows you.
For you.
I'm the guy from PowerShell is Fun, the website. I blog about PowerShell and everything you can do with it. I'm a consultant at Next, and I do mostly Microsoft things. Well, everything with the word Microsoft in it. So if it's on-prem or cloud, that doesn't matter. I do it all. I do my best.
Awesome. So, and I just put your address to your blog into the chat here as well. So now, I mean, it's obvious why we choose the name of this live stream, PowerShell is Fun, because it obviously relates to your blog. And when we talked about it, we were thinking about, okay, there's a fun way of starting each of these sessions. And there are actually a couple of games have been written with PowerShell. So maybe we should start showing this first.
Yeah, did you already practice?
Well, the first thing I did, I reduced the speed.
Cheat codes, no.
Yeah, because I'm old, you know. So yeah, do you want to share it? Shall I share it?
I can share my screen. Let me see which screen I can share.
And of course, while you do that, so we have to shout out to Nico the Third. That's his or her name on GitHub, because that's where we found this game and another one we're going to look at next time. So I will bring your screen.
Yeah. Okay. So, should I zoom in a bit?
Yeah, I think so. And we can also, we can go to the view where we only see your screen, because that's the most important thing right now.
Yeah. Well, this is a game that most people know probably from using their old Nokia phones. Snake. You can actually program script games in PowerShell. It's not something that I do very often, and getting a whole GUI around it to play it is pretty hard. But this is something that I would like to learn. Let me just start it.
And yeah, notice line 20, I think, where you can slow down. That's what I did, right? Because yeah.
Okay. Well, it's basic like a window tile with the thing that you have to eat with the snake here, and you can use your cursor keys to move around, and every time you pick up some snake food, you just.
We have a comment. If you could zoom a little bit more into the code.
Okay, but okay. Can I zoom this in? No, right?
No. I think that the game not, but maybe the.
No, you can't expand this any further than this, but.
But maybe the VS Code window in the background.
Okay. Should I minimize that, or should I make this larger?
Yeah, I think so we can have maybe a little closer look at the code. And we already have a comment from Ryan. Thanks for joining. You should make a PowerShell version of the game Pong and then play it live as an introduction. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's see.
Okay, is this zoomed in enough, or?
Well, I can see it now. So maybe if we can get some comment from the viewers, but for me it looks much clearer now. And now I can definitely see that it's line 22. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So
I won't be chasing that. But
so we have a thumbs up. So yeah, so that looks good. Awesome.
Okay. This is not something that I can program myself, like I said, but this is something that I do want to learn. But because having like a window pane around your script for filling in details, it would be easier to delegate certain scripts to your service desk or whatever. It won't be as fancy as a script runner itself. But for your local admin team, this might be something that you could use.
Yeah.
This looks more like programming, and I'm not a programmer.
But so for me, this is kind of the category of, yes, you can do it with PowerShell, but maybe there are other tools. But I think it's kind of some of these fun, let's say, edge cases where people went all the way to say, and I want to do it in PowerShell, and it worked, right? So that's the amazing part.
It just shows you that you can do like almost anything in PowerShell, and especially because you can call to .NET functions or to anything Windows related.
Yeah. So Ryan was asking if we have the link to the game and to the games, and actually I have it here, and I just put it into the chat because
I think it was in your LinkedIn post as well. Yep.
Yeah, and there is another one that we're going to look at the next episode. But yeah, so the link is in the chat, so you should see it.
Yeah.
And
you can see all the steps that it does, and which parts should be moved up or down, or get smaller or bigger. But this is something that this is more complex than I would do normally. Just
and
Microsoft.
You have to really concentrate on the details to make the things correct, right? So this is really I would be interesting to find out who Nico the Third is, to kind of find out how long it took to create this.
I think I saw in the GitHub repo that you already tried to contact him earlier this year. But
yes, I did, but no contact yet. And I think he has 7 followers on the repo, so maybe today it's going to grow.
It's going to be more after today. This is something you can casually play in between work or when you have to wait. So
and it's as we mentioned, right? It perfectly fits to the PowerShell is fun theme. Because this is definitely
my high score is only like 37 or 40. So
okay, mine was 39, but as I said, I slowed it down, so I cheated.
You cheated, so
yeah, of course I did. All right, awesome. So so people can check it out, and I only got it to. It only runs on Windows PowerShell, right? It's not because it obviously it creates a Windows GUI, so
it won't run on your Mac, for example. Only Linux device now.
Yes, but it's as I said, I think it's a really cool, let's say, use case for showing people what is actually possible.
Yep, definitely.
Right. Okay. We have a boo for not being able to run.
I know, Chris. He's on the Mac side of life. I know.
Okay. Well, we are. Sometimes you're losing, sometimes the others are winning. So I mean, that's how it is, right?
Yeah, correct. So, but this is the fun and games part. But this is not something that I usually program. I do other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a good segue to come to maybe some more serious cases of using PowerShell.
Yeah.
Or generally, let's ask the audience why they think PowerShell is fun. So maybe we can have a little.
Perhaps it's borderline frustration for some people, but
well, this is also maybe that's also this session maybe also turns out to be, helpful for and to have a therapy for people maybe who kind of struggle with PowerShell. I heard that could happen as well. So Ryan said, okay, Chris went to the dark side. Okay.
To the Mac side of life. It's something that I would want to try just to see how it works. If I can do the same things that I do on my Windows machine regarding PowerShell, but I'll probably lose some features.
Yeah. But still, I mean, we are. Thanks to PowerShell 7, multi-platform. So, which is great. So maybe before we get to the next kind of use case, you started your PowerShell is Fun blog not so long ago, right?
2.5 years ago, I guess. Somewhere in 2022. Yeah.
Okay, and I mean you're really very frequently posting new stuff, right?
I start with 2 blogs per week.
Okay.
That's something that you can't keep up. If you want to write more technical blogs, you have to have some more time on your hands. So it's now 1 per week.
Yeah. Also, we have a first reply to the question why PowerShell is fun. PowerShell is fun because you aren't limited just to PowerShell platform only. You can run PowerShell, Python, and
Yeah, even Python,
Yeah.
you can call Python or use Python in your scripts as well, or you can create HTML
Yeah.
or read from it. I do a lot of web scraping in HTML. I'm just working on another blog to do that, but yeah.
All right. Okay. So actually, and we have a number of customers using our solution to start with a PowerShell script and then starting Python or maybe even exe files or Terraform deployments.
Yeah.
So, and as Ryan said, I think versatility is the key here, to be able to do that. That absolutely. Yeah.
I haven't tried Python yet. I tried a few times, but no, I have no use case for it yet.
I was talking about having fun. I was I'm still preparing kind of an article about comparing PowerShell with Python, and I took the get process, stop process example, and I wanted to find out how and if and how I can do it with Python. And yes, you can do it, but it's not a one-liner. It's like 10 lines of code. So
Yeah.
So this was quite interesting for me to see. Yes, you can do it, but probably maybe for this particular use case, Python would not be the right tool. So as always, it's about using the right tool for the job, right?
Yeah.
All right. So why not take a look at one of your tips you have on your blog if you want to. So
yeah,
you could.
The first one that I want to show, I just share my screen, and I'll probably have to zoom in my Visual Studio Code again. Can I share a window?
Yeah, if you want to avoid Chris to complain, you better zoom already at the beginning.
Okay. And is this readable enough?
Well,
yeah.
I like it.
This is too much. Something like this. It's Control plus or Control minus, by the way, for zooming in and out. It's not the normal Control and scroll wheel on your mouse.
All right. So there you have another tip, right? Just like that.
Yeah, I like programming on my 4K screen with as much details on my screen as possible. But yeah, for sharing your screen, it's probably better to zoom in. I wrote this function to check all my scripts if I actually import or install all the modules required. Sometimes you have so many modules installed on your system that if you give the script to somebody else, it will probably not even run because it's missing modules, or the module installation was not done, or the import module part was not done. So I wrote a little function that actually checks the script in your clipboard or from a file to see if the commands that you called in your script are actually being referenced by installing or importing a module. And then it just goes out to the inside, to the PS gallery, to determine if it's actually needed or not. So let me run this and try to run this on one of my scripts. I still have an example here. So what it does now is it just checks all the commands being used. And I actually wrote this, I think it was for my blog. I mentioned a PowerShell is fun minus thing just to determine if you could or not or could not find it. But it gives you a list like the command name get net adapter was actually a function from the module net adapter, and it was already locally installed. It was installed using a script that I just checked, or is it imported? And you can do this for all kinds of scripts, and even like really larger scripts. Let me see if I can do this on another one, which is somewhat bigger. But this makes sure that everything that your script tries to do, that it is actually being referenced. And it's just like a sanity check to avoid your colleague from, well, I tried running your script and it just doesn't work. So yeah, you can prevent that by doing this like that.
Yeah, this is an excellent use case, especially if you're giving scripts to someone else. Yeah.
Let me just check the script that I currently have open. Well, you see how fast it goes. Well, there's nothing special in the script, but it checks it relatively fast. So this is something that I use very often. Yep.
And this is available on the blog, right? If someone wants to check it out.
Yeah, it's available on my blog. Everything that is in my repository, I wrote a blog about. So yeah.
Awesome. This is already pretty helpful, I would say.
Well, yes, it prevents a lot of issues by checking this beforehand. So
yeah.
Okay. And I see another one open at the top of my screen. This is something that I wrote as a little fun thing to keep your teams active. This is like, you can call it like cheating, but normally if you walk away from your system, your Teams client will think that you're away, and your colleagues will think that you're away. But you could be watching like a training video or something else, but your status of Teams will go to away. And the only thing that you can do to avoid it is like pressing a key. So I wrote this little script so that it actually presses a key every minute, so that your Teams client thinks that you're still there.
Okay, so this is like a Teams ping. It's a Teams ping, so to speak.
Well, yeah, it's just like a keep alive thing.
Yeah. Okay. And so you have this running on a schedule in the background all the time, or?
Don't know.
No.
No, I don't have this running all the time. But I saw a lot of people asking it, why does my team status go to away, and why can't it just be always available? Because I was just not doing anything at that screen at the moment, but I am there, because colleagues will think, well, he's probably off to lunch or to the toilet or doing something else while you're actually sitting in front of your system. But yeah.
Nice. I like that. All right. Yeah. And you have, I see a third tab open. So do you want to jump into that as well? Or maybe not?
Yeah, this one. Yeah. This is one of my Windows Sandbox scripts. I started using Sandbox a while ago. Windows Sandbox is like a disposable VM on your system. You can start it, you can run scripts in it, you can completely like destroy it, and when you close it, it's gone. It's like a non-persistent VM on your Windows system. It's like a Windows feature that is there from Windows 10 Pro and up. You do need to have a Pro license for it. It's not on Windows Home. And I can show it, but then I will probably need to share my whole screen.
So just before so what would be let's say a real life use case to if you're testing something?
Yeah, I use it to test scripts or Intune packages or software installations in it, and then I have the option to rerun it many times just to make sure that everything works perfectly. Or if you want to test certain software and you're a bit afraid that it will do something to your system, you don't want to do it on your production laptop, then you can use this. It's a safe way of testing things. The Windows Sandbox can't connect to your own Windows system. You can copy data to it and from it, but it can't interact with your own system. So it's like a safe way of testing things.
It's really separated from everything else. And it's interesting because I don't hear many people talking about this feature actually. Or maybe I'm in the wrong circles where this is not. Where this is not a topic.
That could be the case. Well, the one that I created for development, the Windows Sandbox versions from Windows 24H2 have the issue that there's no Notepad installed anymore on it, or no ISE as a simple script debugger. So I created a script that will start Windows Sandbox automatically, and using Winget, it will install certain software on it. And that's the other script that I have here. It will install Notepad++ and Visual Studio Code on the system so that I have that ready to go every time I start my Windows Sandbox. Well, let's just run this. I'll probably already have a transcript thing running.
So we have another comment from Ryan here about where it's not fun with PowerShell. I would say that one thing with PowerShell recently that hasn't been fun is realizing I don't need to put a colon at the end of a line.
That's a Python thing, right? Having to put a semicolon at every, I think that's a Python thing. I see a lot of people doing that in scripts. I think it's something that you automatically do.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a Windows Sandbox. If you can see my screen, you don't see the screen.
Yes.
Right?
We see your VS Code.
Yeah. I think it started on my other screen, and when I drag it in, it uses the focus. Okay. Let me just share the Windows Sandbox screen itself. So it should be visible now, I guess.
Now we see your desktop.
All right. So this is a Windows Sandbox. You can see it in the upper left. It says Windows Sandbox. And this is like basically a default VM with no software on it. And because there's no software on it, it's like a clean machine. See, now it's starting to install Notepad++. And Visual Studio Code is already installed on it as well. So now I can use VS Code in my Windows Sandbox to run scripts in, and I can use Notepad++ just to edit files. There are also scripts which can use an Intune bin package and install it inside this Windows Sandbox. I probably have to share a link for that as well, because that's one of the biggest use cases for me. And I just started expanding on that. But this is like a clean machine. I can do anything what I want with this, and when I close it, it's gone.
Okay.
Cool. So for software development, it's easier to use this instead of using Hyper-V VMs or VMware Workstation VMs or some Azure machine. It's local, it's fast, it's disposable, and you're certain that it will always run on a clean machine that won't interfere with other things. Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is really cool. I have to check this out because actually, to be honest, I didn't even know about it. Shame on me. Shame on me. You know?
you learn something every day, right? And
every second.
what it does, it mounts a local folder for my drive in which I have the scripts to install the software. Start it. This is the config file.
Yeah.
And it loops through that, and when it's done, then I have like a text file which does the whole transcript log, in which you can see the status, because it will install software as system and you won't see the installation status. So I just created a transcript log which is on the desktop, which says installing, and when it's done, it renames it to done, so that you have confirmation that your script is done. It's an easy way of showing status, but then you know when it's done and that the software is actually installed. And because you use Winget, you know Winget, the Windows Package Manager, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so you can install like every software
from there.
Winget.
Yeah. Nice.
Let me see. Is there any software that you use frequently other than games?
I'm only gaming. Chrome.
Chrome. It's there.
Okay.
I don't know what these Chrome apps are, but you can install Google Chrome if you want. And because you use Winget, you don't have to download the installers or see what the unintended parameters are to install the software. Winget does that for you. You have to specify the source for it. And there you go. And it runs and installs the Enterprise standalone version, the latest version. So yeah.
All right, nice.
how you start Windows Sandbox, and you can use your script to install all the software that you want, and then you have like a clean, completely ready to go machine.
Awesome. We have another comment from Bruno. Inject CM trace in the sandbox could be useful as well.
Yeah, CM trace is my go-to log viewer. If you use the standard System Center logs or the Intune Management extension logs, having CM trace to view those logs in it is great.
Awesome.
I think I actually wrote a script for that to replace CM trace to a PowerShell version of that. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So
okay,
like a PowerShell function that actually does the same thing as CM trace, but then with a script. Cool. It should be on my website somewhere, but I think I wrote that last year.
All right.
Because CM trace is no longer downloadable, I guess. It was in the System Center toolkit for 2012, I think. I'm not sure if it's even being maintained yet, but it's a great log viewer. Yeah.
All right. I mean, these were, I think, 3 great examples. And as we want to have some topics for the follow-up sessions that we're gonna have, I think 3 is a good number. So this was really
cool. Yeah. Yep.
This was really great. And I think, yeah, so because we wanted to keep it like around the half an hour mark, so to make it not too long. And but don't worry, we'll be back.
There were some other famous people who said the same thing.
Yeah,
they are still there,
but with a different body, whatever. So so we have thumbs up from Dicknet. We have a well done from Ryan.
Yeah.
And Chris, so PowerShell and Azure. Well, that could be maybe a topic for the next PowerShell is Fun episode. So thanks everyone for being so interactive. And again, just to remind you to find out what else is going on with our Scriptember campaign, go to our calendar. The next episode, I think, is next Thursday, I think. Actually, I would have to check on the calendar. But so I will take a look at the calendar as well to make sure I'm in time.
You almost have something to do every day, right?
Yeah, we are opening. I mean, maybe we can just quickly take a look at. Maybe we can take a look quickly at the page so that people know what I'm actually talking about. Maybe that's a good idea. So let's go to the Scriptember page. So this is the calendar. As mentioned, Shorten the Code is already running, and as you can see, of course, it's fun, but you can also win stuff. And we are publishing a bunch of PowerShell tips written by Alexander Nikolov and Tobias Weltner. And I have this live stream with this guy called Harm Veenstra. I don't know. He appears actually 3 times. So there's one next week and the week after next. And then we have recorded sessions that we are going to publish tomorrow. It's my conversation with Damien Skolt about PowerShell and Craft, good, the bad, and the ugly, which I think is a topic that many people
can relate to.
Yeah. I don't want to say struggle, but interested, I would say. Then, of course, I have a conversation with Doug Fink, published on the 20th. And for me, personal highlight, my conversation with Jeffrey Snover on the 25th. So again, there are a lot of things going on, also on the socials, on LinkedIn especially. So it's definitely worth following. And again, thanks to you, Harm, for taking the time. This was really cool. So for episode 1, I think thumbs up. And
live intro on your gear behind you.
Maybe I find another Suno intro. But I like the one that we used, right? It's
good. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah,
it's like pumping, right? Yeah.
That's something that I can't do. I can listen to music, but I can't create it yet. I guess.
Use Suno, I tell you, AI.
AI.
Greetings from Doug. Yeah. So again, thanks everyone for tuning in into the live stream here, and of course you can rewatch it on our Script Runner YouTube channel. Subscribe to it so you don't miss any future episodes. And again, thank you, Harm. Thanks everyone, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time. All right.
Bye.